Hi, Jackie Beatrice Blakely, grad student, Master of Science Marketing. The session I'm about to talk about is called Unlocking Us Live. It's a podcast with Brené Brown and Esther Perel. Brené Brown is a researcher. She researches vulnerability, shame, and is really, really well known for that and has done some incredible TED Talks and just exploded the brains of many in what they don't know about shame and vulnerability. And then Esther Perel is a psychotherapist, I'm pretty sure. And she researches and discusses like intimacy and connection and all of that. So I have wanted to see Brené Brown live for so long. And it was definitely worth waiting for like the wristbands to then go in. And it was so good. You could just tell that the audience was transfixed in this session. They were just locked in to the speakers. And honestly, I didn't know who Esther Perel was, or I had heard of her, I think. Like once I saw her come out and heard her speak, I was like, oh, I recognize this name. I've heard things from her. But she was incredible. Like, absolutely incredible. These are two totally powerhouse women that are unreal at what they do. And the way that they speak was so eloquent and so thoughtful and yet really entertaining and playful, which not everybody can do in this like podcast space. And honestly, just in regular conversations, to be honest. I can't even sum this up in 10 minutes. You will have to listen to the podcast episode because it was just knowledge bomb on knowledge bomb on knowledge bomb of essentially talking about the deterioration of real genuine connection in our world because we're so hyper connected. What I find fascinating is they really weave in a lot of, I don't want to say therapy terms, but like psychology terms. The one that I thought was really interesting was collective effervescence, which is like you leave individual emotion to join collective emotion. And Brené was specifically speaking about this in a session that she did with Dave something. He's like the main guitarist of a band that was probably really famous a long time ago, or maybe not that long ago. And it's like this idea of coming together to feel connectivity, which we never do. I'm just going to read some of the quotes that I wrote down because I was like trying so hard to quickly get all of these incredible nuggets of information. She also talked about ambiguous loss, which is she being Esther in this specific situation, said like that's what's happening today because it's this thing where we're grieving something, but the thing is still in front of us. Like we're grieving connection, but we still have quasi connection or pseudo connection. Like when you're talking to a person and they're just looking down at their phone, and you should be feeling connected and you should be resonating with it, but you're not, and so you kind of are grieving it, kind of don't know how to navigate those feelings. Incredible. Esther said, modern loneliness masks as hyper connectivity. So true. We are so connected. And she even said, she said, I have 1,000 virtual friends, but no one to feed my cat. The other part she said, we are living experiences of which the value will only come once it is posted. And the reason to me that this was so fascinating, specifically in the industry that we're about to really embark in, is because we're supposed to navigate that industry and we're supposed to captivate people with it, right? We're supposed to catch attention in this hyper-connected space where people are feeling more lonely. And I think that I've struggled with that, and I'm like, I don't know how to, as a marketer, make these things actually feel real, but also not in like a fake way, not in a faux way where we're tricking people. And so it was just really thoughtful and insightful. And I don't know the answer necessarily, but I think it's really good food for thought as we move into this space of being much more authentic, much more genuine, and less focused on our value online, and bringing brands and individuals back to something raw and real, because that's what we're all searching for. So I love that. Let me just read some of these other quotes. So basically, like, holding the tension of paradox, you can explore a world that's much bigger than you, right? Like this whole world of emerging tech and AI and all these things, and be intrigued by that, but also focus on scaled relationships in our life that mean something to us and keep us grounded. It's not a paradox that you can solve. This is a direct quote. Not a paradox that you can solve, but it's a paradox that you manage. Brené was saying vulnerability should be a right, not a privilege. The stories that they were saying, I don't know. I just want both of these people to be my mother. I love my mother, but I think she would agree. Honestly, they're so cool. So yeah, you have to check it out. Check it out.